I went into this remake knowing how terrible the reviews and critics were painting it out to be, labeling it as unwatchable. And bad movies, especially remakes, are the easiest and most fun to tear apart. But to my honest and pleasant surprise, I did not have that fun. Instead, I really enjoyed the film for what it was, and didn't find it too difficult being able not to compare it to the original. Directed by Rupert Sanders, The Crow stars Bill Skarsgård as Eric / The Crow, a junkie and troubled soul whom is killed and resurrected to avenge his and his girlfriend Shelley's death, who is played by FKA Twigs? Thicka Twigs? All due to an evil rich crime lord played by Danny Houston, whom has been typecast into such a role. He's trying to cover up a compromising video of him performing hellish whisper powers that Shelley has on her phone. Skarsgård really held this movie together with the only real, genuine performance, and of course, with those giant, bulbous eyes of his, piercing and conveying such a range of emotion. The two leads find themselves in such a vulnerable place, both geographically at the rehab center and personal space within their own journey. Their story moved at such a perfect pace. Though, not to say I wasn't counting down until things got crowing. With this pace came real motivation for him to crow out, and I believe was the right amount of buildup for his ultimate revenge. It actually took me by surprise when the supernatural element suddenly kicked in, but I enjoyed how it was subtle and somewhat veiled. They didn't focus too much on it, and that was refreshing. The story sort of remained grounded and had the most realistic and painful looking healing factor I have seen put to screen, and was interesting witnessing him feel all the pain from cuts and bullets, with every time he healed from them leaving a scar, turning him more and more into a monster. He wasn't just invincible, he remained vulnerable, and the viewer felt the pain as he did. Speaking of looks, before seeing this rendition of the character in action, I wasn't too much of a fan of his updated look, but I was easily swayed as it fit the story and character. Tattoos, millennial mullet and all. I j'adored Skarsgård as Pennywise, and originally thought it wise that he turned down this role, but that was my mistake. I underestimated him. As the brilliant actor he is, he really killed it. Everyone else, though, especially FKA Twigs, they could have used a few more takes. It wasn't as visually dark as the original and was a lot less stylized. But it wasn't bad. They just replaced the style with more angst. It did have its own uniqueness, though. For example, a unique component I found was that hell was portrayed via water, opposed to fire, and I thought that was new and different from what I've seen before. There were also scarringly jarring scenes that hit hard and genuinely left the viewer uncomfortable watching. What it shared with the first film adaptation from 1994 was the awkward music choices. My best advice while watching The Crow 2024 would be to try your very best not to compare them and embrace yourself in all the angst and violence. Most wouldn't agree with me, but I'm diagnosing The Crow with an 8 out of 10. If you didn't dig it as much as I did, go ahead, tell me why in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more new movie reviews on the Dr. T Show. The Dr. T Show.